or maybe back. So I have beef monk fruit brown sugar substitute, almonds that have been crushed, 1 egg, which I'm going to go ahead and crack in the bowl now, a tablespoon of butter, I'm not going to reboot. I see what Attila's saying, and I actually just need Attila to check text messages. So a tablespoon of butter, 1 egg, a 1/4 cup of heavy cream. This is the standard waffle recipe, and then as we add a couple special ingredients, that's what's going to turn it into the correct into the coffee cake waffle.
Okay.
So yeah, I need you to get the special package from the dining table.
Okay.
So
Okay. Are they hearing you?
yes, and they're hearing you.
Okay.
It's chaos tonight, everybody. You know, you plan something special, it's all got to go awry. Anyways, I have to repeat the ingredients again because I lost track. 1 egg, 1/4 cup heavy cream, 1 tablespoon of melted butter. I will add 1/4 teaspoon baking powder, and we'll get to the messages and all the stuff, but since it was crazy, I thought I would just start putting this together and then we can do some chat and fun stuff. So anyways, here's my other baking powder. I've been looking for this. It's been outside. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's still good. We'll take both inside tonight. So let's see. I have so many things on this little table. I've been saying I might need a second keter table, and this is sort of proving my point here. So 1 egg, 1/4 cup heavy cream, 1/4 teaspoon baking powder, 1 tablespoon melted butter. And let's see, 1 scoop of the whey protein isolate, which we always put in there. I think we're all good, thank you.
Yeah, mine's still working. I'm trying to refresh my page.
So, oh hey, Hungry Heath has joined us. I thought you all were going out to dinner, but we're having some technical issues tonight. You guys are catchy. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm sorry about the video being choppy. I'm just gonna say it is what it is tonight, and I do see that my bars are starting to go up a little bit, so maybe whatever the disruption is gonna clear itself up. So, this is probably the least helpful part of the... Oh, you guys, I just spilled my water. I'm having a rough day. Oops. So, fortunately we're outside, so spilling water is not that big a deal. I may be sad later, but there's enough for me to drink today. So anyways, I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of the brown sugar substitute. Hi Jen, I'm making a coffee cake inspired waffle. So far I've got the whey protein isolate, the egg, 1/4 cup heavy whipping cream, 1/4 teaspoon of the baking powder, and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar substitute. I'm also going to add 1/4 teaspoon of the cinnamon spice bakery emulsion by Loran. So we'll just well, I say 1/4, but it's really, you know, 3/4 of a capful. That's about 1/4. Oh, I can't believe my water spilled, you guys. Of course. Because if one thing goes wrong, and on top of being flustered and sunburned, it's all going to just be crazy pants. So, the last thing I have, well, the last two ingredients I have is the beef gelatin. I do find that adding a little of the beef gelatin, unflavored, it doesn't taste like beef, to the waffles really helps out with the texture. And I'm just going to use a half a teaspoon, but I've got a quarter teaspoon, so it's 2/4 teaspoons, 1/2. 1/2 teaspoon of the beef gelatin mixed right in there. And then, of course, my pecans. Well, what is life without some chaos, I suppose. So, and for the, I said pecans, it's almonds. I wanted pecans, but I didn't have any, and I was not going to the store at all. There was no way I was going anywhere today. I am a crispy critter. So, and lastly, the last ingredient here, 1 tablespoon, yes, a lot of cinnamon. And I don't have like any fancy cinnamon tonight. It's just regular Costco Kirkland ground cinnamon. It's Saigon cinnamon. I sometimes like to get special Ceylon cinnamon sticks and grind them myself, but this is fine for the waffle. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna get this mixed. And while I am stirring, let's go back and see who's here. I see J-Dog's here, and Renee's here. Hungry Heath, Sharon, Well-Fed Human. Let's see, and let me scroll up now because I did lose track. Gretchen is here. Gretchen, I'm sorry we didn't see you this weekend, but I'm glad that you stayed at home and took care, because while it was gorgeous out, obviously it was very sunny. We'll talk about that too this weekend. Oh, hey, Mike has joined us. Mike Sandy. Good to see you. And I see my bars have returned to normal, so hopefully we will have no more issues this evening. Hi, Ryquin. Ryquin has joined us, and air friend Auntie. So, which I knew you were here, but now I'm going through the people on here. And Jen is here, and Jen asked what we're making, and I already answered that, the coffee cake inspired waffle. So, oh, Hungry Heath, you just can't help yourself. He says he's currently planning the new hot sauce recipe, the moist tears of a clown. I'm sorry, Renee. He's terrible, and he made me do it. So, and J-Dog said I'm channeling my inner Smokey Robinson and the miracles. Oh, that's Hungry Heath who's doing that, tears of a clown. This is more than one waffle worth. I don't know if I'll cook more than one waffle, because I really only need one tonight, and I might then just put the lid on and have me a fancy waffle in the morning. Why not? So, but that is everything for the waffle. So let's put this in and get it going, and then we can talk about the special surprise tonight that I have been dying to share with everybody, but insistent that I not. And for those of you who don't remember, oh, I overfilled it, you guys. It might spill all over the counter. That would just be par for the course for me tonight. So let me slide this out of the way a bit. So that way if it spills over here, farther away from the coffee. Anyways, so I do my balanced brewer tonight. We showed this off quite some time ago, so it'll be worth a rewatch if you are interested in this. It's the Neospora Belgium Siphon brewer. Actually, it's called a balanced brewer, and we'll show that off again in a little bit. I do have this cloth coffee filter. It has these little strings, but we're gonna have a big break in a minute before we do anything with coffee. Anyways, you just pull these strings and that's how you put the filter on. It's just this little teeny circle and all of this is gonna come together. Let me tighten up the strings. And this sits in right like this, which may be premature of me because I haven't put the water in the brewer. So let's fiddle around a little bit. That's the only problem with this balance brewer, is that it's awfully fiddly, but it's just so beautiful. Let's see if I can spill some more water. I'm trying to be careful while I pour, and I see that I am spilling water because I didn't close the valve properly. There we go. Good going, Maitreya. I am not having a good one here. All right. Finally got it sealed. Oh, I tell you, you know, it was mentioned to me earlier that I was looking a bit rough on the edges. So, boy, it really shows. I feel rough around the edges, but I also feel amazing. I can't tell you how many people I saw and hugged, and it just felt good to be amongst my peoples again. So that was just the best. All right, so now that I've got this here, we'll reinstall it on here. I'm going to lift the lid on this, and you can see that it has pushed down. And what happens, it's leaking a little. Squeeze it. There we go. A little bit of water leaked out, but that's all right. So, there we go. So you put the water in here. Our coffee's going to go in here. So, I know, I'm just spilling everything today. J-Dog mentions that, so... And that's okay, right, Gwen? Everything was crazy here anyway, so go ahead and do some internet research. Here's now... There it is. We'll be hand grinding tonight, so we'll have to chat while I work on the grinding. But here's why I was so secretive. This was an early birthday gift from Attila, our moderator, who thought about our live stream, and so he thought we all deserved to try something amazing and special and extra crazy indulgent. This is black ivory coffee. So I think most of you have heard of like that civet coffee, the stuff that the monkeys eat and digest. So, but it has a lot of problematic practices. So this black ivory coffee is actually passed through elephants. They feed it in a special blend through a special food blend through the elephants, and then it is hand harvested, washed, and roasted, sifted, sorted, and they use the funds from selling this specialty coffee to actually help save the elephants. The donations that they've made to the location with the elephants and with the processing and all the stuff has sustained several villages, and also is partially responsible for preventing the extinction of the elephants. So it's a little bit kinder environmentally than the civet coffee. However, it's also even more rare than the civet coffee. They only sell a few pouches of these every year. Most of their harvest is sold to like five-star Michelin restaurants and hotels. So it was definitely something special for Attila to think of us all on our live stream. He did tell me like 20 times, you know, to make sure we do this on the live stream. So I made lots of jokes about the coffee, but also it is just, I can't tell you. And actually on the package it does say only 200 kilograms are produced each year. So really special. And it does say and they do remind you on the packaging, which they should, that it supports the families in Surin, Thailand that care for the elephants, and then all of the health care and stuff. I thought, Jess Renee says, hand grinding. Yes, I'm not fond of hand grinding, but I thought if I was going to have coffee more expensive than, like, you know, a week's worth of groceries, that it deserved the care of hand grinding versus running it through my cheap machine. So, and I will talk to you guys about it. So, as we go, as you can see, this whole coffee that costs more than my week's worth of groceries is it's actually technically probably close to 3 cups, but that's like 3 cups of coffee in coffee terms, where they're talking 4 to 6 ounces. And I do hate hand grinding the coffee because it takes a lot of work. I will tell you that it smells good. And one of the things that they say about this coffee is that it, let me get some strength going. Ugh. Oh, and J-Dog said, so I'm saying it's the elephant in the room. Oh my goodness. Yep, making sure my grind is about right because I can adjust it now. So, oh. Anyways, it will take me a few minutes to grind, and that's good. I'll keep twisting it and we will talk. Let's see. And the well-fed human is asking, they've never seen a coffee contraption like this. What's it called again? It's called a balance brewer. It's a siphon, it's a type of siphon brewer. They call it the Belgian siphon brewer, although it didn't originate in Belgium. So, I have a little bit of this water left, so I need a drink of it. It's already mostly sunk into the cement. It's been so hot. It is what it is. Anyways, the balance brewer, it's called a balance brewer because as it heats, it'll lift up, but it is a siphon because it'll bring the water back and forth during the brew method. So, but yeah, that's it. And I see my chapel did in fact boil over here. And I think though, it is done. So you can see there is our coffee cake flavored chaffle, or waffle, not a chaffle. There's no cheese today, just whey. And I just love the honeycomb. It's my favorite, and it holds everything really nice. So we can set this to the side. I will clean up the table later. Unplug that. Actually, I'll clean it now. Mostly because I'm already tired of grinding the coffee. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I'll keep grinding it. We'll let the waffle cool down. I do have some keto buttercream that I made, which is it's cream cheese, butter, and you whip that together, and then you add in heavy cream that's been whipped and mix it together with a little bit of vanilla, and that's your keto buttercream. Most people, I believe, would want to sweeten, but because I had the sweet waffle, that was good enough for me. So I don't really know that I'm getting cardio exercise, but it does make my arms work. And like I said though, I really felt like because this is a good coffee and I have a crappy grinder, even though it's fine for your day-to-day coffee. It's totally fine for your day-to-day coffee, but something special I feel is worth the extra work and effort. And are we in a hurry? Not really. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, like basically the reason I am extra out of sorts today is yesterday was our Pride celebration here in Columbus. It was our festival. They also had festival on Friday and again today, but I only went yesterday. Yesterday was the parade. Columbus has a gigantic pride celebration, and our parade is enormous. We're one of the largest in the country. Usually the top 5 kind of swap around in size, and we actually hadn't been in person, so the people came out. It was lined for miles, lined 4 and 5 people deep on the roads, and they had tons of entries. The step off for the parade was 10:30 in the morning, and we didn't see the last person in the parade, which was the fire truck that ends the parade every year, hit our spot until 2 o'clock. So that is a long parade. So I'm still grinding, you guys, but we're about halfway. And so I had a lot of mixed feelings this year, because for several years locally I've posted an entry into the parade, but you know, I've been in the pride parades since I was like 16 years old, walking and protesting, and I remember when they were scary places to go because you were inevitably going to experience violence. And back when I was 16 years old, I had left home and was trying to do school and have a job. I was with my girlfriend, and she wanted to go to this protest, and I didn't. So, but we went because I would literally do anything for her every single time, and it was horrible. And of course, an egg hit her in the head, and that's where we met a group called the Lesbian Sex Mafia, and they basically surrounded us because we were the baby gays at the time. We had no business being there, but we were there, and they whisked us away. They became longtime friends. So a few years ago, I went back to an event in San Francisco where some of them were there, and they were doing like 25 years, and it was just like a video compilation, and I told some of them my memories, and a couple of them were like, oh, I was there when that happened, I remember you, and then called me baby gay, and I was like, you can't call me a baby gay anymore, because just because you are like 70, because I'm only, you know, now I'm a mom. So yes, and I see that let's see, oh, Reichwin and let's see, let me go through some messages before I wax poetic. Let's see. Also give my hand a break here from all this grinding. But you can see it is coming, it is lovely. We're gonna have a nice bit of coffee. So yeah, I see that, you know, some thanks for Attila and his awesome, amazing gift. So let's see. Oh, Mike Sandy saying I'm gonna get Popeye forearms. That would be kind of cool, actually. Let's see. Oh, and Gretchen saying it always struck that the start arrives at the end of the route before the end of the parade steps off. And that is true, because we had a couple friends who were walking in the parade, mutual friends that we know and love, Gretchen, who told me that they reached the end of the parade and very slowly meandered back to where they had parked at the beginning, and the last people were still stepping off at the start of the parade. So definitely it was enormous. And anyways, I was sharing my memories there, and like some pivotal times in my life that happened is eventually when I would have graduated from my actual high school. I graduated from doing a program called Regency, where I did my first 2 years of university at the same time as my last 2 years of high school, which is why I could be, you know, in another state far away. But and we didn't have like special internet stuff back then. We were just starting to get the internet going. Pretty cool. But at my 10-year reunion, I really didn't want to go back, but I did. And as I visited some of the people in the high school, because like someone I went to school with was now the principal, I ran into someone who told me, he said, "I'm so glad to see you. I'm glad that you came back. I want you to know that you're the first person I met that made me feel that it was okay that I was gay." And to me, that was one of those pivotal moments that reminded me how to carry on. And I did that. And so I just have shouldered that for a very, very long time. Fast forward to, I've always had some kind of leadership-y roles. You know, go figure, I'm a little bit bossy and controlling, so it suits me. But this year is like, you know what, never have I actually been a spectator. And while there's every bit of reason for a person like me to still want to be out there protesting and marching and calling for resistance, that kind of stuff, it's okay to take a seat back. Man, you guys, my arm is gonna fall off for sure. I just want my coffee. But yeah, and Reichman mentions that there's a big celebration in Atlanta every year. Look, I got so tired I tore the handle off. So, and Renee says Juneteenth in Atlanta is fun. Yes. So, but anyways, fast forward, so this year I was able to spectate. But of course, you know, I walked down to the start point and I saw people, I hugged people, probably 50 people asked me where my float was. People asked where was my, outfit, because I was wearing shorts and a tank top. So, but mostly people were just like, "I haven't seen you in 2 years," and it was lots of hugs. I'm gonna circle back and tell you why I told you that baby gay story, because this year in front of us 2 young people wearing big flags came, and they were just so excited. They were jumping up and down and they were yelling, and at one point they grabbed me and hugged me real tight and said, "You're like our mom too." And when one of the groups that I affiliate with came by on their float, I ran out and like got hugs, and that was like a non-scale victory. Also one that I just felt so much love from, because they basically grabbed me and lifted me up in the air like as if it was nothing. So it was, and then later at the festival we ran into more people. It was very good. It was really good. And I can't tell you how much it meant to just be there. And it brings you full of, really full of emotion. I can say often, as joyous as I was, there were times when certain signs or things came, you know, it gives you the tears. All right, and finally, I have finished grinding. My hands. But yeah, it was just the best day I've had in, I can't remember how long. And I have good days. There's nothing wrong with my days or anything, but the love was there and I was so ready for it. So I gotta take this off again for just a second. Let me just take this out actually. So there's our coffee. Give it a shake to kind of even it out. Put it back in place. So here we go. I put the lid on, and now we need fire in this little pot. There we go. Let me get the heat going. You can see in this little this pot is denatured alcohol. You buy it at the hardware store. It comes in a can like this. So denatured alcohol is a clean burn fuel. So you use that, and it's gonna heat up the water in here. And once that comes to a boil, you will see the water start to pour over into this container. And what will happen is, this is why it's called a balance brewer, is this is going to raise up, and when it raises up, the little lid will pop down and extinguish the flame. Then things will cool down over here, and it'll siphon back up into the serving section. So it was great. And I see that J-Dog is saying a lot of very supportive things. I really appreciate that. It's nice to read. Renee and J-Dog says they will walk in solidarity and support. So I love you guys for that too. Always been very welcoming. And Renee acknowledges my non-scale victory. It was tremendously fun. I'm not actually fond of being picked up like that physically normally, but this weekend it was just perfect. It wasn't done by like a rando at the grocery. It was, you know, someone who loves you. And that makes it completely different. So we'll have to be a little patient here with the heating of the water, but it shouldn't take too long. In the meantime, my waffle has cooled down, and so now I will get the buttercream. Again, the buttercream was just it was 2 ounces of cream cheese, 2 tablespoons of butter whipped together with and then I added in some whipped cream with vanilla and buttercream. So I don't know very many people who don't like buttercream. I know there are some, but that would not be me. I love buttercream. So a nice generous smear. Oh, Renee says mean people suck. Yes, they do. But I just gotta say, it's just basically it was really good to see everybody that I haven't seen for a while, and it kind of remotivated me, because I used to do a lot of stuff, and of course then it was pandemic and more depression and all that kind of stuff. But oh, it's so good. I feel like seeing everyone again helps make me feel like I could maybe consider a scaled back, kind of getting back out there a little. Like maybe I can have a limited person outdoor meetup during the summer, that kind of thing. Maybe board game night. My coffee cake inspired drink or waffle it's awesome. I'm just taking little tastes because I kind of want to savor it, but it's good. I'm super glad there's extra batter for me to make some more in the morning, even though it's maybe with the nuts in there, possibly a few more carbs than I would normally indulge in on a regular basis. Oh, when you get the toasted almonds, because they do cook up inside the waffle maker, it's delicious. It adds like an extra layer of flavor to it that kind of helps with that coffee cake sort of reminiscent flavor. I would say that it might be nice if you were even extra indulgent to put a couple more chopped nuts on there, possibly a caramel drizzle. The neighbor kids are out. They're really cute. J-Dog, you don't like butter? Well, that's alright. It just means more for me. I'm alright if you don't like butter. People like what they like, and don't worry, I'll take care of all the butter for the both of us. So, alright. just waiting and waiting. The water is not coming over yet, and it's killing me. The anticipation. But also, do you guys hear like the happiness in these kids' voices? They are off the hook. They're in a big swing, so they are loving it. Oh, Brenda, don't worry. You're not missing much. The coffee's not even brewed yet. It's gonna it's taken forever because I took forever screwing around and dealing with our internet issues. And I made the waffle first instead of making the waffle while we're brewing, because I figured we all know how to make waffles, and special coffee though, we wanted to have good connection. I could also see a squirrel in my yard. Oh, Air Fried Annie's saying they are not sure that they have whey protein. Would keto chow be too much? No, but don't use a whole scoop of keto chow. Maybe back it off to like 3 tablespoons. And Gretchen is asking if the heated water is going to, if the slowness of it entering the coffee side takes care of the blooming part. And the answer is yes. It's definitely going to be slow enough. I'm just watching it heat up because I'm wishing it would hurry. But, you know, it'll happen. There is a little bit of moisture appearing in the bottom of the grounds if I look down there, so I'm waiting and waiting. That's the only thing, is it does take forever. Oh, and Brenda says they love to hear happy kids. And it looks like a Frankenstein coffee maker. It is. It's very laboratory-esque. And the glass that comes with this is laboratory grade glass. The other thing I can tell you is I brought our little snifter for the coffee drinking. In this case, they recommend these types of glasses to enjoy the coffee because they said it helps with the aroma and the dispersion of it into your senses. So we'll do all the right things they tell us to do. Oh, Renee's reminding everybody, smash the like button, give me the thumbs up. I would appreciate that, technical difficulties aside. So, yeah. Oh, and Air Fried Annie says, sound like a fun neighborhood. And yes, I will tell you though, I was like less excited this afternoon to see the kids riding their little electric Jeeps through the yard. But you know, it's not like our yard is fancy. It's full of weeds anyway, so it did crack me up. Oh, come on, coffee maker. Okay, I'm just touching it. It is getting hot. It's just patience. It hasn't actually been that long. It just feels like it because I'm impatient. So, you know me by now. But, yeah, 100%. I've made keto chow waffles before, and I will say, even with the keto chow waffles, I found adding a half a teaspoon of the beef gelatin really helps with the texture. I really have liked that addition, and that's thanks to Christy Davis, who started adding it first, and I just copycatted it, but I have run full bore with it. It's awesome. So, oh, and J-Dog says that he's not a big cheese or milk person. With cheese, it has to be cooked or well mixed in, and the same with milk. Never drank a glass of plain milk mixed with things are okay. So I can see that. You know, I do love my cheese, as you can tell, but I fully admit that there are times when but when it comes to milk drinking, I do not love just like a big old glass of milk, and never have. So it was to the benefit to me when I got to be an adult and discovered you really don't have to drink milk at all. And 100% I stopped drinking milk. I don't mind dairy a little bit in a latte, or, you know, I like whipped cream on top of toppings, on top of things like waffles, but absolutely not. I am not on board with basically, I'm never going to drink a big old glass of milk. That was a punishment in our elementary school days, and it's something I'm not interested in. So it's killing me, you guys. It's gotta happen soon. Oh, the agony. Hopefully I didn't put too much water. I measured it out, but with all the slopping around and spilling, I don't know. Oh wow, and down the street they're having a birthday party. You guys are just gonna have like all the fun neighborhood experience. The only thing that I wish I had was the second camera so I could switch around and you could see my swing, and our little background would be nice. So we'll do a yard tour sometime in the future. Oh, and Brenda says they can't digest the milk or cream, that it bothers them. That's unfortunate. So I'm glad that you can still have cheese and sour cream. That's probably. Do you think that it's lactose related? Because I've heard of that, where people develop a lactose intolerance, and then they can't. But they can still eat some cheeses. So yeah, so it is a very expensive coffee, which is why, even though I feel impatient, I'm just gonna continue waiting. I can see more moisture coming into the grounds, so it's happening. It's happening, making me crazy with the waiting. Small child dying, but that's okay. Not really. They just got exuberant on the swing, and that's all right. It's like a carnival over there. I want on their swing. I'm sure if a cup appeared, I would be willing to pour some off for other people in the household. Okay, evidently it was just a very little bit. I do see the moisture happening, but it's so slow. Come on, water. That's the problem with these brewers. They do make excellent coffee, but as you can see, it's elaborate, fiddly, and takes a long time. So, but yeah. So, I'm glad you guys think that I'm worth this coffee. I'm not. I'm really, actually, Attila is the fancy person in this house, and I'm like, you know, the trash panda that everyone loves because they're sometimes cute, but also sometimes maybe a little too extra and not real classy. So I'm just checking it. I'm just watching. It's getting there. Come on, coffee, brew. So, oh, your taste buds are fine. I know you do have some taste issues, but I bet that once it's brewed, if you want to have some, you should try some. It's going to be quite a lot anyways. Oh, and what an awesome moderator. Brought me some water since I spilled mine all over the ground. That's good. I don't need that much, thank you. But, oh, Renee says they can't do much cream cheese or heavy cream anymore. Gives them a stomach pain. Oh. And you can't see it on the camera, guys, but now the glass is starting to get foggy. So it's gonna happen anytime now. And the moisture has risen in the ground, so yeah. Oh no, the kids are definitely having a good time. They're having a blast over there. They've got a big tree with one of those big round swings on it, and so they are throwing it way up in the air. It's awesome. So, oh, and Sharon has zoomed in so they can see it. Yeah, it's super cool. It's just very slow going. And like I said, I know it will happen. It's just hard to wait. But this is the time where this is the recommended brew method that they gave. In fact, they even have a package where they sell this brewer. So I thought that was pretty good too. Oh yeah, if something were to go wrong, you would know right away because my mom instincts would kick in and I would have to end the stream and go and be helpful. You know, the kind of help where you're less help and more in the way, but, you know, you're there anyways. More moisture is happening. I'm so excited, you guys. I don't remember ever really having anything quite this extravagant, so it's extra thrilling to me. Suddenly alert, I see one of them kids in those electric trucks. So, oh, and Brenda said the Keurig has spoiled us all for the coffee process. We don't have patience anymore. It's true. It's true. Even I don't have patience. In the morning, I'm like, I need my coffee like ASAP. So, hopefully it's been set up and pre-programmed and it's already brewed so everybody can stagger downstairs and immediately have coffee. So, that is what I wait for every day. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just feeling impatient, so I have to touch. There's even a little teeny bit of a puddling of the water. It is coming finally. Yay! It's the weird thing is that the water siphons over really slow at first, and then suddenly it picks up speed and comes through. So, and you'll notice that because you'll see that it's not going to have water for a long time, and then it'll come up fairly quickly. I love cream cheese. Since it was so kindly brought down. And Jen is asking if I'm off work tomorrow. No, I am not. But that's okay. I'm not too worried about it. I have a couple early morning meetings and like a status report to get out, but otherwise I think I'm actually in okay shape for tomorrow, which is shocking. Oh, y'all can't help but torture Renee. I know I said it, but you know, I'm excited. I can't help but stare at it. You know, it's that whole the watch pot thing, but I can't help it. So, oh, Sharon says Stress is updating a website, but Hub's to the rescue. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, and the new stuff is added. That's exciting. I love your site. Oh, that's the other thing. I don't know. I didn't really talk to you guys enough about Origins, I don't think. So, I will tell you when we went, because I had a blast, and you guys know we did the live stream in the hotel room. I'm carefully watching the dates because I know when the dates for next year's Origin is, and I'm hoping that before they have secured the agreements with the hotel, that I get to sneak into my preferred hotel a year ahead of time. I want to be in the suite at the Jury, where I can host like evening board games if I want to, or just even people over for drinks or something. I can't take it anymore. The Hyatt is such a, it's supposed to be a premier hotel, but I've come to notice, and I think other people have said the same thing, including Attila, that the fancier the hotel is, the fewer amenities they have. They don't have a pool, there's no free coffee, breakfast costs a fortune, you know, they don't give you like even a paltry little bottle of water, so just horrendous. Oh, and Reichman says they've been brewing a whole pot of coffee so that in the morning they can put it in the fridge and then have cold brew in the morning. That is a great idea. I love to do that too. So, and Mike Sandy's asking what the average running time is for a cup of coffee in the balance brewer. To be honest, I don't know. I never really paid that much attention until tonight when I've been like super impatient. I have been taking my hot coffee and putting it in my thermo flask lately, and then I only drink half of it in the morning, and then in the afternoon I've been making it into iced coffee, or even blending it up with ice to have like kind of like a coffee slushy. That's been fantastic. I've definitely enjoyed that, especially when it's like 90 degrees outside and 80 in my office. So, oh, and J-Dog says that Costco has a new drink mug / tankard, 4 liters. Ooh, that is big. Oh, Gretchen, if you're still here, do you still have that giant Yeti? What is that one? Is that like 2 liters? So, oh, and Jen says they do the same thing. They brew half a pot, drink half of it, and then iced coffee later or the next day. So, yep. And you guys, if you, I don't know how well, because it's definitely steamed up here, but the water has now come up to about here, and it is like a thick coffee sludge now, and you can see the crema forming. So really nice. So this nice slow brew will really give it the opportunity for everything to bloom and finish nicely. That's not my water cup. So, but yeah, so yesterday was great. We saw, in addition to all of the corporations, I will say it was nice to see also a lot of our community. I kind of wish that the parade had thought better and put like more of the actual community members up front, and more of the banks and politicians towards the middle and back, and really highlighted them a little more. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, yeah, it's just how it goes these days. But oh, the other thing I was going to say about the parade that was super cool is they had stilt walkers in the parade, and I think that is just like the most amazing skill. And to imagine that they walked like 3 miles or however many miles it is from the start to the finish line on those stilts, like, man, those are some power legs. Can you imagine? I also feel like I would fall over well before the entire parade, not just from tired, but the balance and the agility needed for stilt walking. So, pretty groovy. Just gonna take a little careful look. Hey, it's happening. I know I keep saying that, but it's because I'm really excited. It's got a very interesting smell too. Kind of like a little bit chocolatey and a little bit like maybe like dried cherries. So we'll see. I'm like so worried that it's gonna be like the super expensive coffee and that I won't like it. I thought it was Yeti. It might be something else. Didn't you have like a big insulated cup at one point? I don't know. I could be making it up in my head. So, you guys, you can see the water rising. So, exciting stuff here. I'm just going to be quiet as you can watch it rise up to the top of just under the lid. And you'll see the brewer. It'll come down. Well, it'll slowly lift as the water comes out. Oh. And then Air Fry and Auntie is confirming that it's supposed to then, after the water comes into this chamber, as it cools down, it'll go through the filter and back into the other chamber, and that is correct. So, oh, and Brenda's making mini pizza on an outer aisle cauliflower crust for a late dinner. What do you think about those outer aisle cauliflower crusts? I didn't care for them on the pizza, but I did fry one of the little ones for like sandwiches once, and that was pretty good. I'm worried that oh, there it goes. I think. I don't know, it's really full, but not all the way yet. It just seems to have stalled for a second. But it hasn't really gone up and stopped. Okay. I'm so curious. I love it so much. This is just like I love feeling like that laboratory feel. But I thought I put like substantial liquid in there, and I was a little worried that it was too much because I filled the container, but oh, maybe not. But I also, hot. Oh my God, I'm so stupid some days. But what would it be? You know what? Nerds are like that sometimes. You get excited and you do dumb things. Just trying to get a feel for, okay. If it gets to be too much, I will have to manually unbalance it to stop the brew process, which I might. And then I'll pour off the remaining water. It seems okay. It just hasn't lifted as much as I thought it would. Oh, it was a Bubba keg. That's what it was. Oh. And there you go. See, it's siphoning back. So how cool is that? And now I'm going to lift this up though and cut off the heat. It should have done that on its own, but I guess some days it was enough that it just did the whole process. So I think some of it might be because I had some trouble putting the container on properly. But now we're going to let it sit for a minute, because what we'll do is we will loosen the top and open the bottom to pour our coffee. And I will turn this just a smidge so you can see how it's going to go. Let me just I feel like a scientist, and I'm very happy about that. But I don't think I'm going to pour the entire coffee. I'm just going to pour a little bit for tasting. And that way, if anybody else from the household who wants to come down with a cup and get some, I would be glad to do that. I definitely think, even if your taste buds, I'm talking to you now, Attila, are not the best taste buds ever, you should try it. It definitely has a different smell than our regular coffee. I don't know, you guys. It's definitely different. Now, I will say that they say that often that it has a sort of almost a tea taste added to the coffee. And we've mixed tea and coffee before, so I don't know that I object to that taste, but it's grassy, maybe? I'm so curious. I don't know. But it's also super hot, so it has to rest, which resting our coffee is important. So we can do that, and then I will savor it when I have another bite of this waffle. And it's train time. So I don't blame Attila for thinking that he doesn't want to try it, because he has this weird, there's a science word for it, and I can't remember what it's called now. It starts with a P, but he can't smell rotten things, and that missing part of his sense of smell also mutes his taste buds. So I thought that was, I find that ultimately extremely fascinating. And also, yesterday, he got the his second booster. They were doing the boosters and vaccines at the Pride Festival, so a lot of people got to take advantage of that. You know, I don't know if I'm in the middle actually, because we have tracks that run right around, like the way the railway goes. You hit the tracks coming this way and going this way. So just like always and with everything, it's both. That's just my way. I really wish that I could show you guys my yard right now. It's super cool because there's been a squirrel. My cat is over here. There's a rabbit over there. But honestly, moving the camera at this point, after I overflowed the waffle maker, spilled my water, and we had technical difficulties with the Wi-Fi, the coffee took a long time, feels like tempting fate. I'm just saying. Plus, I don't know, it really feels like it would be better to just set up another camera back here so I could change between the views, and we'll do that. Or maybe another time I will just do a chat with everybody, and I'll sit in the swing, and then we won't have to worry about like all my little fussy kitchen setups. That might be nice too. A crappuccino. Oh, you're not making it easier for me to try the coffee, you know. Don't get me wrong. I've been thinking in my head, oh my God, the poop coffee. It's so expensive, but it's poop coffee. So, all right. It's still super hot, man. I really, it's, and I don't want to, you know, it's like the actual real coffee that you need to let rest, and not like, not just like be like, oh, my coffee's too hot, let me throw an ice cube in there. That would be like coffee blasphemy with this kind of coffee. But I really wish that you guys could smell it. It's so, it's very different. Not like in a bad way, but like a completely different smell. I just keep smelling it. It is very... I didn't quite taste it yet. I don't know why. I'm taking a long time. Cats and squirrels, yes. Oh, for being in the suburbs, we have a shocking amount of wildlife and way too many deer. And every time I think about the fact that I know that I could take one of them with a bow, it kills me that I know that I would be in massive violation of our zoning ordinances here. It is definitely not allowed, and even if it were allowed, our property is like 1 square foot too small for it. So, oh, and Air Fried Andy says I'm wearing the right shirt for the day too. Yes, yes indeed. So, yeah, I'm like, I am definitely, you know, normally I don't try to be sloppy, but I do try to, like, you know, make sure my hair is sort of combed, or at least I've tucked it into a hat or something. And today I'm like, oh, I am very sunburned. I think you can even see it on the camera. This is the light part of my sunburn. I'll show you. You can see here where I'm very pale, and then I'm like lobster red. So today I was like, I cannot even think about washing my hair. I just let it be sunscreened because everything was just very tender. So I was like, it's relaxed. We're gonna have fancy coffee, but in mundane clothes. It's a pajama shirt. So there you go. Now I'm doing the live stream in my pajamas. So, I don't know, guys. No, I was waiting for it to be like a temperature that I could actually drink it because it was so hot. I don't worry about, I mean, I do worry about the origins, but it really just was too hot for me to drink it, and I didn't want to burn my mouth since everywhere else is burned. I don't even know how to describe it. It's not coffee. It is coffee, but it's not. I'm trying to think of a way to compare it, but it definitely doesn't taste like regular coffee. I don't even know how to describe it. It's very different. It is. Chocolatey? Not quite chocolate. Have any of you had like that tea that tastes like chocolate, but it's really more tea flavor and then with like a weird little bit of chocolate after? It's like that. It almost has like a little bit of a kind of like a dirt flavor, not in a bad way. It's not a bad descriptor. A little bit of that dirt and tea, berry, chocolate kind of thing. Interesting. Oh, Reichwin says their neighbors ignore the regulations for shooting deer on their property. It's usually late at night, so the sheriff can't catch them. You know what? I'm pretty sure that if I killed a deer here, that everybody in the neighborhood would know within minutes, and I would be up shit creek. They already don't like my weeds, which I love my weeds. We've got milk weeds growing. We've got all of the bee-friendly stuff. I do need to take care of, while I was on vacation, the thistles grew up a lot, and those do need to go. But now they're big enough that they're full of stickers, and I don't want to deal with it. And I will have to, but also it's on the side, so I can't look at it all the time, so I don't know if I really care that much. Except for my tomatoes are in there, so. Oh, Air Fried Auntie's mentioning that the aloe is good for the scalp and can double as hair gel. Second degree scalp burns in Hawaii the time that they went. Wow, second degree. I don't think I'm second degree, but it's pretty good. I don't have any blisters or anything like that, so that's good. I've definitely busted the myth that perhaps people who are keto can't get sunburned. I get sunburned. I don't usually get a lot of sunburn, so I don't know what it was about yesterday, because the temperature was perfect, and I was in the shade for a good portion of the time, but once the parade started, I was running around, and I was running into the parade and hugging people, so. Oh, Air Fried Annie saying it doesn't come out the end as a bean, right? Well, so partially. I mean, it's a bean to start with. The way they make it is they mix the coffee beans in with the elephant's food, which is a fruit blend of like berries and bananas and stuff like that, making it a very healthy treat for them. So then they eat it. It goes all through their digestive tract. Then they poop it, and someone goes out there, these families who care for them, and harvest all the beans. Then they take them and wash them and sort them according to size, so that when they're roasted, they're all roasted with the same size beans. And then they take them, and so they've been cleaned and all of that stuff. But yes, it comes it comes straight from their poop to getting washed and then sorted and then roasted. So yes, it comes out as a bean. Brenda Shope, worst job getting the beans back out. Yes, and honestly, that's where my feelings on this go. That makes me not as thrilled about it, because I do feel bad that families do this, and I don't know that they have like protections on children there, but since it's families, and I know that everything from the beans, and it's not uncommon for families to do the work, and they are getting heavily compensated, and it probably has their their entire village involved and in relatively good fiscal and health shape. I just don't know. I just don't know. But where there are tons and tons and tons of complaints about the civet coffee, which is the one with the monkeys, there are zero complaints about the black ivory coffee, and lots of heaps about how good it is for the village, and the people are are happy about it, and the elephants are surviving and thriving. So I don't know. I don't have enough knowledge, so. Wow, and Air Fried Annie says that the sunburn they got required a trip to the medic at the resort they were at. It happens when you learn to snorkel and sunscreen everywhere else. Oh, wow. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought about that, but water is very reflective. That's why people get burned in the pools and stuff like that very easily. And honestly, this is my own dumbass fault, because when everybody else was reapplying, I was too busy taking pictures and hugging people, and I should have taken 2 minutes to go and reapply the sunscreen. If I had done that, I would have just been very tan, which would have been nice. And it meant that I didn't feel great today, so I didn't go for a bike ride like I was planning. So instead, I was really just very lazy, other than this part. You know, now that I think about it, where I said earlier a lot of people report it tasting like tea, I made that drink where we mixed half tea, half coffee. That's kind of where it's at. Half tea, half coffee. And I know it's probably a cardinal sin for this coffee, but I feel like on ice it would be extremely tasty. So I'm just gonna say, I think that being iced, it might be extra delicious. I'm not so sure that I'm in love with it, but I don't hate it or anything like that. So that's what it is. It's pretty good. So there we go. You're welcome. I drank the poop coffee. It was not a coop. It was not a what did you say it was, Attila? A cappuccino, because I didn't put any dairy in it, but I did drink the poop coffee. So Brenda says that they might check out that half tea drink, that they also love tea. We should do another tea stream soon. I do enjoy my tea, and it is summertime. Maybe we can do like like an iced tea. I don't know. I haven't thought that all the way through, so don't expect it next week. It's just one of those mind thoughts, and I'll probably forget by morning. So that is everything, guys. What questions do you have, if any? If not, you know, I'll be glad to continue on with my special poop coffee in my cognac and bourbon swirling cup, and continue smelling how weird it smells. Like I said, none of it's bad. It's actually quite delightful and quite delicious. It's just so different that it gives me a lot to really think about. Oh, hey, Visual Keto. Good night, and yes, you can replay later, so it'll be good. We did have technical difficulties at the beginning. Just fast forward through it. I'm not smart enough to edit it, and I don't know if they fixed the error where if you edit your video, the live chat replay goes away, and I don't want the live chat to go away, so I'd rather suddenly I'm very distracted. Ooh, a chipmunk in the yard. We had a chipmunk infestation last year, so I'm worried that they're back again. I didn't see a bunch of them yet, though, but there are holes in the yard, so they got to go. Anyways, I am about to say goodnight to everybody. I want to make sure that I do what my doctor said in terms of taking the ibuprofen and doing the Benadryl. And I know that by the end of the day yesterday, I had like almost 30K steps, because when we left the parade, I had 20K steps, and by the time we loaded up the car and all of that stuff, I was at 25K steps, and then I got home and did a bunch of running around too, and then the pain from my sunburn started to set in. So, yep. Oh, hey Mike, you're welcome, and I hope that we get to see you soon. So, thanks Brenda, and I hope to see you guys, and Gretchen, you're right, for this expensive coffee, I kind of have to love it. I don't really have to, I suppose, but it would be weird if I didn't, but, and I don't dislike it. It's just completely different. So they're not lying when they say it's different. And it's definitely an experience, and I'm really glad that I was lucky enough to have it. Oh, and Renee had a phone call. Hey, I'm sorry, Renee. You missed me drinking the poop coffee. But, yeah. Oh, Ryquin says bourbon in this coffee might be good. Oh, it would be. I'm sure that's wrong. But, you know, it sounds delightful. I think it would actually go very well with, like, that caramely flavor of the bourbon. Yep. All right. Good night, everyone. I will see a bunch of you tomorrow on Keto on the Couch with the two crazy ketos and all of that stuff, and Friday night again with the Horde and all of that stuff. So leave some comments below, and you never know when that might be really beneficial. That's a big hint that something exciting might happen, you know, on the live stream where we drank the poop coffee. You never know. It could be very, very beneficial for you to leave comments. That's a hint. Leave your comments, not just because we like comments and they're good for metrics, but for other reasons as well. And you will find that out maybe in a couple weeks. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Chipmunks are adorable. They are, until you have an infestation, and then they tear up your lawn, and if you don't relocate them and get rid of them, or at least enough of them, they can actually destroy the foundation of your house. So they're very cute, but they are very destructive. So, yep, note taken. That is a very heavy hint. And now really, good night. I'm gonna get everything cleaned up, drink some more of this coffee, and eat the rest of my waffle, and take my Benadryl and go to bed. Good night, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.